Welcome to the live. Yeah, make sure y'all tap, share, follow. We're gonna get started shortly, guys. Let's go. Share the live. Thank you for the taps. I'm sharing the live. Y'all do the same. Make sure y'all, I see you pretty guap. Welcome to the live. Welcome YouTube, welcome Facebook, welcome Twitter. We're gonna dig in today. Make sure y'all share the live, guys. Seriously. I'm sharing myself. Smoking marijuana. We're gonna camp up in 1 minute. Y'all share it, guys. We're sharing. I see you, Miss Funky. In the Bahamas, Eddie, calm breeze, and my problem is to float away. Choking on my tumbleweed. I like to go to Compton. I see you, Andrew. I see you, Pretty Guap. I see you, Miss Funky. Make sure y'all share it. We're going to get started real shortly. I see you, drinking. Make sure y'all share it, guys. We're going to get started in about 2 minutes. Get your notebooks out. We're going to talk to you. Smoking on. Choking on. My tumbleweed. I see you, Streeter. Get your notebook out, baby. Make sure y'all share it. We're going to get started in about 2 minutes. I want to give everybody enough time to get in here. I want y'all to come through and enjoy the vibes. Start gifting stars if you would, if you're enjoying the vibes already. We're talking about Breaking Bad tonight. Ooh. We're talking about Breaking Bad tonight, y'all. What is the formula? What's the 411? How do we get out of the rut that we are in? Let's talk about it. If you know somebody that needs this, make sure you share it. Share it to your page. Share it to somebody's inbox. Keep sharing it, guys. We're going to be getting started in about 1 minute now. Hey. Welcome YouTube. Welcome Twitter. Welcome Facebook. We see you. Smoking marijuana. Down in the Bahamas. Get your notebooks out. Get your pens out. We're going to drop some nuggets on you guys. Keep sharing it, guys. Float away. Hold on, y'all. Get that shit out of our face. Oh, man. No, I just had to get this shit out of our face.
It's still in it, though.
I know, hold on. That was the wrong shit. All right, now I got this shit out of our face. What's up, y'all? Hey, how everybody doing? Had to get this shit out of our face.
She was struggling, y'all, over here.
Much love, Mr. Drake.
Much love to you.
Listen, guys, y'all share the live, please. Share the live. Get a notebook. Get your pen out. Tonight is going to be a foundational night because we're going to be in this topic all week, okay? We're going to be in this topic all week, and what we're talking about Breaking Bad. Y'all remember that show, right? We remember that show, Breaking Bad, and the show was about a chemistry teacher that broke. It was a play on words, broke bad, but Breaking Bad. There was a formula that needed to be cracked in order to make the top drug. It was doing meth drug in that area, right? And so it was supreme because he was a genius. He was smart. He broke bad because he went from school teacher to drug dealer and cook. And at the same time, he broke bad because he broke the mold. He broke the formula. He figured out what the formula was to be on top on the other side. Now, without the negative connotation to what that show was talking about, Breaking Bad never finished. Right, the show was great, Tamara. It's amazing. It's amazing. But without that, if you look at the logo, and we had put it up on the backdrop when you came in on the advertisement. If you look at the logo, when they do the theme, the thing comes in, and when they form the word Breaking Bad, the BR and the BA breaks off into a Miss Funky, thank you, Miss Funky, for the stars, a formula that's on the periodic table, right? And so that means there was a formula to get that, right? And so with that being said, remember we told you all last week that we are in the habit now of breaking energetic curses. Thank you, Tamla, for the stars, baby. Remember we told you last week that we're in the habit of breaking generational energetic curses, and there's no such thing as generational curses, only generational habits. On the generational habits. You're not doing what's necessarily flowing through your bloodline, although we do understand and believe in genetics, but you're only being controlled by what you saw because you never dealt with it. What you saw, what you heard, and what you experienced. So we're not breaking generational curses, we're breaking generational habits and generational experiences. We are learning to what? Deprogram, reprocess, reprogram, and then you can really release. So for those of you out there, I'm going to let the queen share with you in a second. For those of you out there that can't figure out, why can't I release? Because you've tried to release before you deprogram. You have to deprogram, reprocess, and reprogram before you can release. And I'm going to talk to you about that and explain to you how and why. I need y'all to share the live, get the number up. I need y'all to share the live real quick. Enjoy the vibes. And Sheila's going to come and she's going to give you her introduction piece to why we felt so urged to come and say that y'all need to start the process of Breaking Bad. There is a formula. There is an antidote. There is a remedy. And we're going to piece together the formula all week on how we can break the bad habits and replace them with healthier habits. It's not a curse, guys, and it's not generational. It's generational, all right, but it ain't a curse. It's a habit. It's a habit. It's a habit. You have to break it. Break the bad, and you can experience your good.
Break the bad, guys. You can experience your good. You got to first deprogram, right? So in deprogramization, the reason why we can't properly release is because we did things out of order. You know what I'm saying? You cannot have a full-fledged release of things habits that you saw until you deprogram yourself from the habits that you saw. Deprogramming is, this didn't work for that person, so why would I continue it? And understand, it's not a curse. The reason why it's not a curse because you yourself can speak whatever you need in your life, and it is so. You're not cursed. Whatever you're experiencing in your body, it's generational habits. Like the dog incident, he saw the mama dog broke a leg, boom, boom, boom. She's walking left, and then all the kids came out doing the same thing.
Y'all remember that story, right?
The only reason why that happened is because of the habit the mother had,
that's what they saw,
or the habit that the child saw in the parent.
As the environment.
You don't have, you're not cursing. Oh, Lord, the devil on my heel. Ain't nobody on your heels but you. You running behind yourself. You because you did it backwards. Remember,
And you're about to catch up.
you
to
running
yourself.
behind yourself. So it's imperative that we deprogram.
Thank you, Miss Funky.
Deprogram. Y'all know I love definitions.
Are you gonna hook me with the
Deprogram.
But you said something a minute ago. I wanted it. Oh my God, what was it? You said something. You were talking about the deprogram, the process while you look at the definition. And before you threw me off and used my illustration talking about the dogs.
Oh, I said something right before that.
Yeah.
Oh, I said you're walking backwards or something like that and running up on your own feet or something to that chagrin.
Yeah, you're chasing yourself.
You're
definitely chasing yourself.
And the reason why you're out of order because you're running behind yourself. Ain't nothing on your heel but you.
Right.
That's what I said. And then I talked about.
But it was a point that you made on it when you talked about the deprogramming part. You're doing things out of order. You have to deprogram. And right before you got it expounded, that something came to me. I wanted to share it. It'll come back to me, guys. But do you understand? She's going to give you the definition of deprogram, right?
No, the definition of program.
A program. All right. And when she does, I want to give you some insight to why you are the way you are. Because you can't break bad if you don't understand what the balance is. If you don't understand what the good, what the bad, if you don't understand what your possibilities or your capabilities are, you have to understand how you got here. If you're going to fix where you're going, you have to understand how you got here. And so when she gives you this definition, I'm going to kind of give you an underlying explanation to how you got here, dealing with programs and deprogrammization and reprogrammization. Let's go.
Now, the noun definition is to set a set of related measures or activities with a particular long-term aim.
Say it. Oh.
A set of related measures or activities with a particular long-term aim.
So in other words, with that first definition, in order for something to be programmed, something else would have had to program it with an intention in mind.
With an intention over a long period of
time. A long-term
this
aim.
Is the noun.
No, the aim.
The aim, long-term aim. Long-term aim.
The target is out there.
Yeah, there's an aim. There's something there. I want to tell you how important going to school is, because if you get an education will lead you to the millions of dollars.
But that's the thing. The millions of dollars really doesn't have anything to do with the one that's being programmed. The long-term aim is going to benefit the one that's programming.
Yeah.
The system.
See? Go ahead. So we tell you that that's going to give you millions of dollars, but we don't tell you that it's a process and that you have to go through some things and you have to experience some things and you have to go through life and understand that book sense is not enough. You have to actually go through a process to get to the place you're trying to get to. So I'm programming you to think that that's the way to getting it. That's the way to millions. Now, I'm not telling nobody not to go to school. That's not what I'm saying. Don't miss me there.
We're in school.
We're in school. But what I'm saying is that is not the only way for millions for every person. Everything is not good for all people.
True.
We have to be deprogrammed in a lot of areas, but that's just an example of being programmed. Okay.
True. So with that being said, what's another definition?
Let's give you a verb. Arrange according to a plan or schedule.
Arrange. That's the long-term aim.
Arrange.
But according to a plan or schedule. Whose plan?
Whose plan?
Whose schedule?
Whose schedule?
Y'all not listening to these definitions.
Whose plan? Whose schedule?
Because we're laying the foundation because we're really going somewhere. Go back to the first definition because they missed it.
So the first definition was a set of related measures.
A set of related measures.
Or activities.
With
a particular long-term aim.
With a particular long-term aim. Whose long-term aim? Hey, Sam. So you got to understand that a program based on definition 1 is strategic, is methodic, is thought out, planned out, but
intent.
In order for something to be programmed, something or someone else must do the programming with intent. With a long-term aim. Then the second definition it is not even a different definition. It kind of expands it. And expounds upon it. What does it say?
It says arrange according to a plan or schedule.
According to a plan or schedule. My problem is, I'm going back to the first definition, a long-term aim. Whose long-term aim? Who's doing the programming? The second definition, according to a plan or schedule. Whose plan
and whose schedule?
We're trying to wake it up for you guys. Because in a minute, we're going to show you that you are operating off of a program.
Off of a program, guys.
But the question is, whose program? Whose plan and whose schedule are you operating off of?
And see, today, this week that we're going to be talking about in this series, Bad. If you saw the title,
BAD?
Bad.
What it stand for?
What does it stand for, y'all?
It stands for Bad Ancestral. This wait.
Don't do that.
Take two. Cut. Bad Ancestral
Downloads.
Downloads.
Don't do that to me.
See,
you know what? I love you so much.
No, it just came to us
that,
right before, an hour before.
Right before,
hey,
right?
Mr. Drake, Sand, Streeter. Then we started sharing to y'all like an hour and a half before we came on, right?
Bad
it just came. It was a revelation. Bad ancestral downloads. What does that mean?
That means that we've been given over a course of time through our generational habits. We've been given through our generational habits. We've been given influences. But those influences have not all been good for us. For us.
Well,
for us.
Let's explain how it really came to us. A lot of you guys, you leave whatever faith, whatever. If you have a structured faith that's monotheistic, such as Islam or Christianity, the church, right? For you down home folk. And if you go, say, metaphysical, follow me, Streeter, or you go spiritual or African spirituality or what have you. Anything that celebrates the ancestors. A lot of you don't think things through because a lot of you just replace your Muslim or Christian God with another Lord or another God. So you're still not free. Ancestors are to be honored, are to be worked with, are to be aided as they aid us, but they are not to be slaved to or worshipped. Okay, I have an argument with someone every blue moon. I'm glad. That's what's up, man. So I'm finna walk you through it, Drake. So check this out. And so the thing of it is that we have a twisted of who the ancestors really are and what they're for. And let's just bring it to light. You can't treat the ancestors like you treated God or source or the universe. Let me explain it to you. Simply because your ancestor is still an individual that walked this earth. Hey, Elder Waller, an individual that walked this earth, correct? And some ancestors are individuals that walk this earth in your time. Hold on, not on this point. Okay, go ahead. In your time, right? So check this out. Walk with me, follow with me. All of y'all didn't like your big mamas. All of y'all don't like your mama. Some of y'all hated your daddy. Come on, y'all follow me. Some of y'all can't stand your uncle because he's your predator, he's your molester, he's your rapist. So if you detest the mofo in waking consciousness in this life, or if they were wicked, so you say, or evil, so you say, or they had certain ways, or this wild, wicked personality in this life, why do you think that their energy won't be the same on the other side? Or if you didn't like them on this side, or if they didn't like you on this side, what makes you think they're going to like you on that side? Yeah, so you have good ancestors and you have bad ancestors, and you can get along with the bad ancestors if if you're working on the dark side. You know what I'm saying? If you get along with your bad ancestors or those that, you know what I'm saying, that's an agreement that you make with them or what have you. But what I'm saying is there's light and dark and everything. There's yin and yang, there's balance and everything. So the thing of it is, just because Big Mama has passed on doesn't make her a shining angel or a shining star in our life. She can cause more problems as an ancestor, depending on how you embrace her, just as she did in real life. Your deadbeat dad can cause more problems as an ancestor, depends on how you perceive them and receive them and embrace them. Watch this, in their afterlife state while you're in your waking conscious, just as much as they did in real life. If your father terrified you in your real life, he's still terrifying you in the afterlife. You're being haunted by him. Think about what I'm saying. So you can honor and love and work with and aid and let them aid you something that you're terrified of or that you detest or something that makes your skin crawl. The first thing you have to do is you have to be honest with your ancestral lineage and how you feel about, because you have ancestors that are beknownst to us and those that are unbeknownst to us that we embrace. And be careful with the ones that are unbeknownst that you embrace, because those are still some of the dark ancestors. They may have a vengeance against you from your great, and you don't even know nothing about the feud. So that's why it's good to have discernment and know exactly what you're doing as you delve into your spirituality on your journey. You got to know what you're invoking. You got to know what you're embracing. You have to know what you're walking with. Even Christian scripture says, can two walk together except to be agreed?
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? And so the idea is we're trying to teach you guys how to come into balance with yourself. And the only way that you're going to be able to come into balance with yourself is to be real with yourself, to own all of your proclivities, all of your weaknesses, all of your misgivings, all of your downfalls. But watch this. You ain't ready for this. Own your skills, own your gifts, own your talents, own your successes. When it's time to shout, when it's time to celebrate, when it's time to brag, intake those moments. But when it's time to sit down and check yourself before you wreck yourself, embrace those moments as well. Right. And so be real with yourself. Everything is not peachy. You're not broken, life is. That just hit me. You're not broken, life is. You're not the one that needs to be fixed. You just need to heal so you can fix life. Your life. You understand what I'm saying? And I say that for a reason. I'm going to put a pin there, and I want to come back and interject on that because it's going to make so much sense about the program that we're going to talk about tonight.
It's really imperative that while you guys are listening, and you're taking what belongs to you, and you're throwing away the bones, and you're gravitating to things and the energy that we're giving you. It's imperative that you're not just listening to us, but you're hearing us. Because oftentimes when we're sitting in a place where we need something, we have selective hearing. And I need you guys to hear everything that we're saying, because what we're saying to you today and throughout this week is going to begin to break generational habits in you. Right. You know how you often wonder why you do certain things you do, and why you say things a certain way, and why you respond a certain way, and you have to go back to what you saw and what you experienced in your growing up. You have to go back to that. And then you have to go even further than that, because we can't blame our parents for what they didn't have to give us, because now we have a whole nother life and philosophy on things. We can give our children something different than what we had. Right. So we have to go back even past our own parents. And that's what this is all about. It's going further back. So you can't. So watch this. You can't go back further than your fathers if you refuse to acknowledge your fathers.
That's right.
While you're acknowledging the other
deities, the bad,
and the ugly. You got to acknowledge that. And watch this. While you're running after other gods, you need to find out really what God did your lineage serve.
You said something.
You need to find out what lineage your ancestors served.
But put a pin right here. I'm going to bring it home to pop culture right here. What did your lineage serve? But I want to back up because you ran past something. You have to acknowledge your fathers, your ancestral lineage. You're good, you're bad, and you're ugly. No matter what let me tell you something, because that's the only way that you're going to heal your bloodline, and you're going to change and correct the habits, the things that you call generational curses.
That's it.
Now, this is why I said put a pin in. We're going to bring home the pop culture. P-Valley.
Yeah.
You remember, I can't think, y'all know his name. I can't think of all the names, but y'all know the guy that was running for, the thin guy that played Obama. Played Obama in another movie that was running for mayor. Right. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all know what I'm talking about, guys. And so, but this is the thing. He tried to hide the fact of his lineage. He tried to hide where he came from. He tried to bury his father, that the fact he was a convict. Watch this. Hiding the fact of where he came from, because the only way you can heal where you came from, the only way you have to confront it. You have to acknowledge it. You have to embrace it. You have to go further than your fathers. Watch this, by acknowledging your fathers and your mothers. I'm not a sexist. I'm just using that as a general term. But going back through the generations, it's not a generational curse. It's a generational habit. The habit is in the bloodline. The habit is in the genetics. The habit is in the DNA. The habit flows through your kundalini. It wasn't until the Obama guy on P-Valley got busted because somebody dug it up and made him acknowledge, I can't run from this because this is who I am. I'm a part of this. I have to embrace it if I want to correct it, if
You
anything
have
needs
to.
to be corrected.
You have to embrace your ancestral lineage.
But watch this. It wasn't until he admitted it, he acknowledged it, and then he took a ride up to the penitentiary and went to go visit his father in prison to acknowledge and embrace the situation, whether he liked it or not, until this thing shifted and he found his niche and things started to change for him.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You have to correct all the energetic, problematic habits and curses and things that chase you. You have to start with the bloodline because it's our inside thing. That's why we tell you have to go in order to come out.
So acknowledging your generational lineage, guys, that's the first breakthrough.
The first breakthrough. The first breaking bad.
That's the first breakthrough.
Yeah.
In your mind, and the release and the hold on you,
right,
that you didn't come from where you came from.
Right, Streeter?
Okay. I believe that, and I'm going to finish on my research, but I believe that my lineage is Shaka Zulu.
Right.
Because my father looks just like, I mean, they could be, it could have been my father in another lifetime. So I'm going to a place within myself to deprogram myself from the fact that I'm African American to the fact that I'm just an African, and I need to trace back to where my family's bloodline had issues. I need to go back to my family's that bloodline beyond my father, beyond my mother, to find out why I'm this way, because I'm this way because of that habit that came from over there. And it just was repeated until it was broken.
Because DNA
has memory. It was repeated until it was broken.
So the deprogrammation part, how did you get programmed? Understand that when you recycle yourself into this life through the illusion of birth, and when you come down the canal, and when you have a set number of years that you actually have your memory and your understanding and your waking conscious to understand that I came here on purpose, for a purpose, and I have an assignment. This is who I am. This is who I was in all of my other past lives. But something begins to happen between infancy to age 7. You know what it's called? It's called a program. It's just like this. It's just like if you get a computer, a brand new computer, right? Straight out the box, an old man opens up the computer and starts banging on the computer and says nothing is happening. A young kid can walk in the room and say that the reason why nothing is happening is because there isn't a program on the computer. So you have to load the computer with software, whether it be Word and what, you know what I'm saying? And when you load it with a program, that program tells the computer what to do. Watch this. When an infant is born, a lot of people think an infant is born into this world. Now I'm going to help you out on something. A blank slate, a tabula rasa. Not so. An infant is born into this world already programmed. But when it is birthed into this culture, into this reality, into this matrix, there is a deprogrammation that is going on, or a reprogrammation. And then from infancy to age 7, that memory is stripped. That's why I said the real fall was not physical, but the real fall was psychological, because everything that we understood and knew and remembered in our waking consciousness fell to our subconscious. And that's what deja vus are. Deja vus are memories outside of the program. That's why a deja vu is a glitch in the matrix, because the matrix is a false reality that you have been convinced to buy into. And a lot of you all, watch this, have bought into this false reality. Yes. That's why materialism and capitalism has got you by a chokehold. And you have a stronghold, right? You think that the world, let me explain something. The world is not what our moms and dads told us. It's not, the world is not what we were programmed to believe that it was. Right. That's why we have a lot of hopes built on false hopes and false visions and false ideas, and another man's philosophy and his story, but not our story. Right. Because the things that we understood and the things that we knew and the assignment got aborted or miscarried, watch this, because we were deprogrammed and reprogrammed. And so what Sheila is saying today is we need to go through another
deprogramming. We have to go through another set of instructions to get us to the release that we really need. And the reason why we can't get there is because we have yet to recognize where we come from.
Wow.
And be okay with where we came from.
Be okay with it. Hey,
that part.
Baby.
Be okay with where we came from. Because at the end of the day, if you have somebody in your life that has tormented you throughout your existence, there's a reason why they tormented you. They didn't do it just because they were tormented. And then that person that tormented them was tormented, and so on and so forth. So we got to go back throughout our generations and trace back the habits, guys, so we can move to the next phase, which I believe is what is it? What, baby?
It's deprogram, and then it's reprocess.
Reprocessing.
Reprocess.
Because once we deprogram, we have to reprocess our minds.
Because the deprogrammation is a mind job.
It's a mind job.
It's a mind. Don't lose your mind in the storm.
Not while you deprogramming.
See, deprogramming is a storm. Y'all don't realize those are storms too. Storms come. That's a deprogrammation. Old antiquated thoughts and systems are being washed away.
Deprogramming takes you to a reprocessing of your life, a reprocessing of your actions, a reprocessing of your relationships, a reprocessing of your mind, a reprocessing of your education. After you deprogram from the things that people told you couldn't do,
question everything.
You question.
So reprocess is a season.
And watch this.
Question
your religion.
Question my faith.
Oh, you
question my heritage.
Everything.
Question my lineage.
You question your very existence.
Wow.
And the reprocessing.
It's an awakening.
Because you realize after so long, I really don't know myself. Now, who we talking to? Let me see some amens. Let me see some.
You know why I don't know myself?
Let me
because I've only been up until now what everybody told me I was.
Instead of knowing who I am, I could not, because I was programmed to think I was this.
I've been operating under a program.
A program, guys.
Wow. Ooh.
A program.
Ooh.
Everybody say deprogram.
Deprogram.
Y'all type in the audience.
Deprogram.
Type it in the audience.
Type it in the chat.
Deprogram.
Hey Juju, if you're on YouTube, type it in the chat. Deprogram. If you're on Twitter, retweet this out, guys.
Deprogram.
But Facebook, deprogram.
That's the first stage in the power of releasing of your release. That's the first stage in the power of your release, because you really ain't released yet. You really ain't let go of some
thought
things.
You did.
You still hold on.
You tried.
You still hold on.
You gave it your best
your
shot.
Unchanging hand. Because you the one that won't change. Did you hear what I said? I said you holding on to your unchanging hand. I need you to let your hand go and be who you need to be. But you first got to let go of some old ways. But the only way you can do that is acknowledging where you come from.
She ain't said nothing wrong yet. When she said something wrong, y'all leave.
So once you acknowledge where you come from, you get stripped.
But that's the problem. They don't want to acknowledge where they come from because they don't want to get stripped. Because they know if they get stripped, you're now naked.
But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
You're exposed.
You're exposed.
You're vulnerable.
It's okay.
You're wide open, baby.
It's okay that they understand. They know now that you're really emotional.
That's the main thing.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You know why it's okay?
Tell them why it's okay.
Because you are now releasing the pressure, the anxiety. You're now releasing the hurt. You're now releasing the pain. In the deprogramming process, you release all those things that people said to you, and you don't give a rat's ass what nobody has to say, because you know right now I got a whole clean slate to find out who the fuck I am, and I'm going to find out who the fuck I am no matter who the fuck don't care.
That's the problem. Y'all care too much what people think. But you saw that. You saw it. Your parents was like, what's that happens in a house stays in a house, and everything gets swept under the rug or whatnot. So you saw a repeated pattern of people caring too much about what people think. And so now you are like that. You are tap dancing for an audience that's not even watching.
Do you care what people think?
They're not even watching. The only thing that they're anticipating is your demise.
They're sitting and watching and waiting on you to fail.
You know why? Because they know that you're on and they want to be next. They sit in the wings.
Waiting, honey. Waiting on you to fall over. As a matter of fact, they just standing there with the little roll thing that you're not supposed to go over. Roll back over. They sitting right there with them bitches the wrong way when you first roll up. Because they already gonna flatten your tires when they first come around you. So you can ask them for a motherfucking ride. You better listen to what we're saying today.
Follow your first mind, because your first mind is divine.
Your divine
Follow
mind.
your first mind. Your first mind is your divine mind. You know you told yourself not to touch that stove. You know you told your
It's hot. Damn it, the damn thing is hot.
It's hot. It's hot. But you knew it was hot before you touched it because your first mind told you that. That was your God self, your God mind. When are you going to trust your gut?
When you gonna trust your gut?
When are you going to trust your own intelligence, your own calculations? When are you going to stop talking yourself out of your blessing and stop self-sabotaging yourself? When are you going to learn from experience?
And doing the reprocessing. This is what you're
That's the
supposed to be
reprocessing
doing.
process.
That's the reprocessing process.
You're rethinking.
You're rethinking things.
You're refiling.
You're reevaluating. You're rewriting. You're reevaluating. You're rewriting again, and you're reevaluating again in the reprocess.
Because you got to figure out if Coach said, remember I told you guys, you're not chasing the law of attraction, but what? You are the law that attracts. So if Coach say that, well, I'm the law that attracts, why am I attracting all of the bullshit? Well, first you have to deprogram and then start the reprocess.
Yeah.
Because now you have to filter through your mind, your history, your past, your conversations, your emotions, your shadow, things that you swept under the road.
Your anger, your malice, your defeat, your deceitfulness. Oh, your deceitfulness. You gotta find out why you deceitful.
The ones you told yourself, where after it hurt, you were forced to tell others, right?
But see, that's why you become deceitful, because you deceive your damn self. And if you're deceiving you definitely can't go and deceive somebody else if that's what you think of yourself.
Oh, you're about into your own hype. And so you begin to strip the layers through, and that's why they don't want to confront it, because if they strip, then they're naked, they're vulnerable.
They're open.
They're open.
And
so if you're open like that, that means I am forced to deal with this before the world sees my bullshit.
Before I become exposed.
And that's the season a lot of you all are in. A lot of you all are in a position, whether it was warranted or not, you are forced to deal with you. You are in a position, you're running out of excuses and you're running out of fingers to point at people.
Right.
Because you're going to realize at the end of the day, we kept telling you last week, there's no enemy if you deal with the enemy. Word?
It's the enemy.
So that program that we were talking about, we're talking about Breaking Bad. And this is what we're going to be talking about throughout the week. We're talking about the formula throughout the week, but this is the foundation. You have been programmed from infancy, from whatever culture, whatever family. We talk about the lottery of birth all the time.
Yes.
You've been programmed to think how you think, to have the taste that you have, to move and the swag that you have.
To be emotional about the certain things, to be emotional about, to cry when certain things happen, to laugh when certain things happen. You were programmed to have those type of emotions. Even though you thought you had your own mind, you were still programmed, because deep down inside, I don't want to disappoint daddy, and I don't want to disappoint mama and my granddaddy and my granddaddy and my
Who's she talking to?
I really don't want to disappoint my great granddaddy, because if I disappoint him, I'm gonna disappoint my mama, and my mama don't want me to do that. So I can't. I got my own mind, but yeah, I don't like the color red because you don't like the color red. And they say the color red make you go to hell. So yeah, I don't like it either. So I'm gonna wear blue. But
lies the problem.
Where is the problem? Just
the problem is this: the same reason why they are telling them to stop playing with AI. Artificial intelligence. Stop playing with it, because AI. If it's artificial intelligence, it's still intelligence. And what if it gets a mind of its own and it takes over? Well, that's what happens. You are a computer. You were an artificial intelligence at one point. You were a avatar, a vessel that information was downloaded into. And watch this, that file, when you were born and came into this world on the lottery of birth, that file in you got corrupt.
Yep.
And a virus was downloaded, and then you got deprogrammed to be reprogrammed. So this is why you have to reprocess. You have to reprocess, because now you have to filter through your mind. Yes. Where did I go wrong? How could I be stupid for so long? How could I be blind for so long? What happened? Oh my God, I was underexposed. I didn't understand. Watch this, because I didn't stand under a lot of things.
What did I do?
And so now you have to go through that reprocessing, and that reprocessing is scary because it wakes everything up. It wakes up things that we forgot about.
Does it wake it up?
We wakes things up, things that we wanted to forget about.
Oh, things we shut
down.
It
brings ghosts from the past. Guilt from the guilt. Y'all ain't talking to me.
Yes.
It begins, and then it forces you. Are you going to flight or fight? Are you going to run? Are you going to stand and
Yes.
handle your business? Watch this. To break the
Yes.
generational habit, not just for you, but for your seed,
for your children,
and everybody else
today.
that's watching you.
Today, you need to break the generational habit, guys. So your children's children, your grandchildren, your great grandchildren,
Word.
and watch this. Many years to come, thousands and thousands of years, when you're gone and you come back again.
What are you building?
What are you building for that lineage that you say you're leaving here? For the ones you say you love, for the ones you say you appreciate. What are you leaving here for them? What are you leaving for them? See, people think that leaving an inheritance is money. Y'all got it twisted.
There's 7 names for money.
An inheritance being left by your ancestors has nothing to do with money.
Not paper
They
currency.
cannot have a dime, and they can leave you the greatest inheritance there is.
Well, one of the names of money. A good name.
Good name.
If they leave you their last name, and that last name was money in that city, something? Oh man, you can call it a lot of favor. I'll give you an example. A good name. There's 7 names of money, not just paper currency. One of the first names for money is a good name. Talk about a good name. Our family had a good name in our hometown, right? And so you got pulled over one day, right? When we first got married, you got pulled over. And I've never heard, I say, what will even make you even think to do something like that? It doesn't even make sense. But her intuition, though, right? It was something on the inside, or working on the outside.
Especially in spontaneous situations.
But listen, this was crazy. This cop pulls her over and says, "Let me see your ID and registration." She didn't have her ID and registration. Left it at home or something. I don't know.
I left it at home.
But let me tell you what she did do.
I reached over in the glove compartment and I got his ID out.
He said, "I don't have mine, but I do have."
I don't have mine, but I do have my husband's.
Like, what the fuck does that mean?
Say,
and what did he say?
"Oh, George, man, that's my classmate. Go on, girl." I said, "Thank you." And went home without a ticket.
Better than money, baby, because guess what? If she got a ticket, what if she didn't have the money to pay that ticket? But the good name overrode all of that.
Exactly.
And a good name. I talked about that, how Michael Jackson and Donald Trump, before he became president, you know, they could just walk in the building or whatever they want. It could be real estate. They just sign their name, walk off, and it would be delivered to their front their step.
Y'all know what y'all problem is. I said is. I did. Don't correct me. I heard y'all. She said is. I said, y'all know what your problem is? The only difference between say a Jay-Z or a Beyonce and y'all in this room today.
What's the difference?
Is that they busy writing their names on stuff.
And you busy wearing their names.
Not only that, but y'all busy writing y'all name on checks.
Wow.
Y'all still in the perimeter. Y'all ain't even using swiping your card. Y'all still writing checks.
Ooh.
And they understand that the value of their name, all they need
is their name.
The value of their name.
My mom used to tell me all the times of growing up, that's why I don't give the money. You don't understand the value of $1. And I just told you that $1, you know, is just one of 7 names for money. Right? And so think about it. If you don't know the value of $1, perhaps you don't know the value of the other forms of money. Right. You don't know the value of your good name. Right. Another name for money is property.
Yep.
Another name for money is wisdom. Yep. Another name is knowledge. Yep. Another name is paper currency. Yep. You understand where we're going here? There are 7 pillars. There are 7 foundations. Yes. There are 7 names for money. What is money? Money is currency. Why is it called currency? Because it is current, or it is in a current, or causes a current, because money is designed to move something.
You can go into a building and you can say, "Hey, my name is Tiny Tim." And they'll walk up.
Tiny Tim.
Tiny Tim, baby. You walk up in the building and say, "Hey, my name is Tiny Tim." And everybody gonna know who you are, right? Because everybody know Tiny Tim, right? But then you can walk up in the building and the same person, which was Tiny Tim.
Go back and watch the replay.
Y'all ready for this? The same person that was Tiny Tim walked in the building and said his real name, which I don't know what his real name is, the actor, right? So say, "Hey, y'all, I'm Tiny Tim." Everybody went crazy. Woo! Tiny Tim in the building. He get all the accolades. He's signing autographs. Woo! But then he come back and he say, "Hey, y'all, my name is Joe Blow." And don't nobody be like, "Okay, and why you here and what you need?" He didn't learn the value of his real name. He operated off of a fake one for so long. He forgot that he was not Tiny Tim. He forgot that he was Joe Blow. So when people saw the real person, then he became offended. And now he's been programmed to think that something's wrong with him.
He's bought into his own lie.
He's bought into his own lie.
And he's lost one of his greatest forms of currency.
Yes.
So in certain areas, he can't move something.
He can't move. Because had he introduced people to Tiny Tim and Joe Blow at the same time, then people would easily be able to tell who walked in the room, and both would get respect or none, depending on how you handled yourself. I'm just saying.
Word. And so what we're going to be dealing with throughout this week, I cannot wait till tomorrow. We're going to be dealing with throughout this week, guys, is the program, breaking the program, deprogramming after the reprocessing process.
Right.
How do you break the program? We're talking about breaking bad. We're talking about the fact that it's a formula. This is what's going to blow your mind. It's not really a formula. Well, it's a formula that causes it. But now what we're looking for is the antidote. To break the bad, we need an antidote. Right? Because you followed one formula to get in the rut that you're in.
Right.
Now we have to mix and mash and develop another formula to get you out the rut.
To get you out of it.
Right? We're gonna move. Now we'll take questions now. Mr. Drake said it's a form of energy. I'm trying to think what we were talking about at the time because I know it's kind of delayed.
I have no idea.
We were talking about discernment, and if you're talking about discernment, to be able to discern like energies, people, or what, it is a form of, I don't remember what we said. So if you can kind of type briefly what we were money. Yes, it is. Yes. Money is energy. Thank you.
Absolutely.
It's a form of energy. That's why we don't mind saying cash app us or give us stars, right? Because it's an energy exchange. If you're sitting there spectating and not participating, you know what I'm saying? It's a form of energy. Now watch this. Everybody doesn't have energy. So I'm glad you, he's an educator. So he connects with it. It's many names for money, right? Because it's many forms of energy for money.
Exactly.
A good name is a form of energy.
Exactly.
Property is a form of energy.
That's a big form of energy.
Knowledge is a form of energy. Wisdom
are y'all getting this?
is a form of energy.
Oh,
money is why? Because all of these things is energetic. It's not kinetic. It's not potential. It's kinetic. It moves people, places, and things. That's why the Bible says money answering all things. And see, y'all tripping and y'all don't like to talk about that part of the Bible because you thought it was talking about paper currency. It wasn't. It was talking about the 7 foundations, the 7 pillars, the 7 names for money. Wisdom answers all things. Knowledge answers property. A good name. Paper. You understand what I'm saying? So if one thing doesn't give the answer, the other one will. Everything is energy, and energy is everything. That's right, Juju. And so that's why you have to sit down long enough and watch this, focus long enough. Because remember, energy goes where your focus goes. If you focus long enough, you can develop the right formula to break what you deem in your life today that is bad. What's bad is bad ancestral downloads. You understand what I'm saying? Because you done tapped into the wrong energy. You done listened to the wrong people, and listening to the wrong people, or listening to the wrong family members, or listening to the wrong associations can also erroneously connect you with the wrong ancestors. Because you know why? As above, so below. Okay, let me bring it home to the Christians, right? Will be done on earth as it is done in heaven. As above, so below. Period. So if you're connecting with the wrong people on earth, that means you're connecting with the wrong ancestors. You're connecting with the wrong angels. You're connecting with the wrong thoughts. Because remember, a demon is a thought. An angel is a thought. I need you to make up your mind. That's why scripture says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
Clear your thoughts. It's time to declutter your thoughts.
Declutter your mind.
It's time to declutter your thoughts, declutter your mind.
This is going to be a good week, y'all. A good week.
It's time to break out of that stinky thinking. It's time to break out of that box that you've been in. It's time to open up your wings and fly. You have been in the cocoon long enough.
Open up your wings and fly.
It is time to open up your wings and fly. You have been in the cocoon long enough. I said it's time to open your wings and fly. You have been in the cocoon long enough. It is the day of deprogrammation. I said it is the day of deprogrammation. You're going to be deprogrammed today because tomorrow you got to start the reprogramming process. You got to start the reprocessing. You got to start the reprocessing, guys. So we need you to deprogram. We need you to disconnect from the thing that caused you the bound. Disconnect from the thing that caused you not to fly. Disconnect from the thing that caused you not to be the person that you know you need to be to all people, and not only to all people, but to yourself first. Deprogram.
And believe what? That you can do what?
All things.
That you can fly. Let's do this. We're Breaking Bad this week, y'all. We're going to be in this series all week. Y'all keep coming back every night, every morning, and every evening. We're going to be talking about Breaking Bad. It's not a curse, it's a habit.
It must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. You were content to let me shine.
Shut it loud,
That's
guys.
your way.
Gift the stars, y'all.
You always walk a step behind.
Drop that cash out.
So I was the one with all the glory, while you were the one with all the strength. A beautiful face without a name. A beautiful smile to hide the pain. Did you ever know that you're my hero?
Thank you, Streeter.
And everything I would like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle. You are the wind beneath my wings. It might have appeared to go unnoticed, but I've got it all here in my heart. I want you to know I know the truth, that I would be nothing without you. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle, 'cause you are the wind beneath my wings. Did I ever tell you